everyone, this is Leslie Ray, and welcome to Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig. Tonight, I have lots of things to share with you. Let's start with what I want to share with you. There's one thing is this week was the launch. The Odd Show's been around for close to 6 months now, almost 7, but the Odd Show group, we had another person join us, and her name is Dawn, and I don't know if she is in the room with us right now. I know she's in the room, but I think she stepped away to take a food break. So when she comes back, welcome her back. But there's 4 of us now on the Odd Show, and we have daily shows that are at 9 a.m. East. No, not 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm sorry. Let me start that over. We have daily shows that are at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. I'll get it out in a minute. Sorry, guys. Noon Eastern are our daily shows, and that's Monday through Friday, every stinking day of the week. It's great. Unfortunately, I work during those times. So sometimes I get to sneak in and see what y'all are doing and say hi just briefly and then have to go back to work. So for me and for anybody else who wants to come play with me, we have what we call a weekly reboot, and we'll go through and kind of recap some of what other people have been working on, and I'm at work on a project. We heavily encourage extra people to come and play with us. We'd love to have guests often. So if you want to come in and do a demo, you can. You can bring things that you're working on and show. And we'd love to see what you're working on. Well, Lee, see, you need to come be a guest with me on the reboot. Because on the reboot, we do that at night. Or we could even do it on a weekend. So we are always going to have people come and play with us because it's a lot of fun. And then we also have special events. And I need to correct this slide. It was just brought to my attention that our blog is theoddshowlive.blogspot.com. So I'll correct our slide and get that moved. I just realized that. And then all of our shows are going to be in Fab's link to room, which is Paper Mood. So we have live demos, lots of freebies from time to time. We're going to be doing different challenges, giveaways, and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Amanda. It's theoddshowlive.blogspot.com, and I will get that fixed right away. If you're not a fan already of The Odd Show on Facebook, please come be a fan. It's great. We love it. We have also on Saturday, May 5th at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be having a National Scrapbooking Day extravaganza. And we have already 7 or 8 people who are going to be joining us. And you're not going to want to miss this. It is awesome. And we are so excited. Already, we've been getting our demos together. We've been getting donations from all kinds of people, and lots and lots and lots of prizes. And I got a box today, and there's stuff to give away. Oh, I got a box from Paper Wishes Fab. Yay! I know. I can't wait. This is so exciting. And then, I don't think I'm at liberty to say, but we have one prize that we're going to do, hopefully, if we get all the stuff ironed out. We're working with the company in conjunction with a philanthropy. And what we'll be doing is kind of selling some chances. And all of that money will go to that philanthropy. And the prize is big. It's so big. I'm so excited. And I can't tell you what it is. But it's really cool. But I can't tell you what it is. And I don't have one. So, So when we get all the details on that ironed out, and Mom has a prize. Her prizes are awesome too. She hasn't told me exactly which of these, but I do know that a pack of Coordinations paper is involved for one of them. I do know that some house mouse stamps are involved for one of them. Lee, it could be electronic. And then also not the giant one like this one, but the little Score It, which is perfect for cards. Perfect for cards. That is one. And Amanda is designing some beautiful digis for us. And Fab has got some really great things. And Molly just posted some really cool stuff, including an autographed copy of her book and some quilled embellishments and all kinds of fun stuff. Very fun stuff. So if I'm forgetting anybody, I sincerely apologize. But I know we've got I think we've got some Sakura products coming and all kinds of cool stuff. I know, Lee, it's going to be so cool. So cool. I'm very excited. We've had quite the response to our donors. And I really, 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 really want to, do this philanthropy with this other thing. But I have two philanthropies. This one that I'm not naming yet because to be named later. But the other one is Operation Right Home. And right now, Operation Right Home is doing a Mother's Day challenge. And what we're doing is Leslie Ray, and I'm challenging my Odd Show compadres and all of our fans and anybody else who wants to join me. We're going to do a challenge to get as many cards to Operation Right Home as possible. Now, their cards due to the shipper is by March 20th. I set our challenge to go to March 15th so that we have just a little more time to get things to where they go. You have to do half Mother's Day cards and half general themes. So, like thinking of you, love, that kind of stuff, anniversary. I've posted an event that starts today and runs through March 15th. It's in the Odd Show live events on Facebook. I'll be putting a post up about that. I think it'll come out in our newsletter post that Fab is doing as well. And there'll be in that event, I will continually add links to kind of help you if you've never done cards for Operation Right Home or you've never done cards in mass. We're going to do that. And what I would like to do is with part of the products, that I got in my goodie box, there's a bunch of card kits, and I think for a giveaway for this challenge, I think we'll do some card kits, and I'll set up like an end links on the blog so that we can do that and have where you can show which cards you're making or how many you make, and we just let you fill it up. And I'd love to see us fill it up with a whole bunch. So already I've put on there some of the rules and restrictions for making the cards, because there are some, because we want to keep our soldiers safe and we don't want to create cards that are going to end up in the card hospital and have to create more work for the people on the other end before they send them out. So I've created links to that, and also a link to, if you haven't, and I should have pulled mine out, if you haven't already gotten your own freebie, they have a free piece of red rubber that says Operation Right Home. Why this is significant. They want Operation Right Home stamped on the back of all the cards. So they have a couple of card stampers that are, you purchase them and they're like pre-inked thingies and all this stuff. It's just a little simple piece of red rubber, and you can stick it on a piece of acrylic or on a piece of wood or whatever and use it yourself, and it's free and they send it to you. So I highly recommend you doing that. If you haven't, there's a link to that in there. Like I said, I'll fill you in with more information. This was just kind of a late breaking thing this afternoon when I was talking to Mommy She got me involved in doing Operation Right Home, cards and stuff, and sending letters through our scouts and things. And I love that philanthropy because they do a great service to our servicemen and women. And what they do is they send over blank cards that our servicemen and women can then in turn send to their families, to their loved ones. And it's a free service. They don't have to pay for it or anything. Yes, it's all posted on the event page, Bev, on Facebook for the Odd Show. I did. And it's going to be posted. We're going to have a challenge tab on the blog, and it'll all be posted under that. We haven't built the challenge tab on the blog, but it will be. And there's a bunch of information at Operation Right Home. Thank you, Amanda. So if you wanted to, Amanda, go to the Odd Show Live and grab a link to the event and put that in there, and then they can find that easy. But this is a great service, and what they're having a problem with right now is since the announcement of all of the soldiers in Iraq coming home, that everybody thinks we get to quit making cards. Well, we don't get to quit making cards because there's still servicemen and women all over the world, both in peacekeeping and in wartime kinds of missions, and they still need our services. So we still need to make cards. So if you want to join in the challenge with me, that would be great. Right now, I don't know what my number is going to be. I'm still thinking about that. I have to make it through this weekend before I can come up with a number. I have a lot going on this weekend. So anyway, Dawn has come back into the room. Dawn, I announced that you had joined us over on the Odd Show Live, and we're going to be playing with us and having lots and lots of fun with us. And so everybody clap for Dawn. Yay, Dawn. And Mom just wrote, in case you missed it, that Operation Right Home currently has 23 units on a waiting list that are not being served because there's just not enough cards to go. And instead of shipping as often as they normally do, they've extended it like a week, maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, it's very sadly. So we need to start making some cards. They had to extend the service to the present units to 8 weeks, and usually it was every 6 weeks, I believe. So we need to make cards, people. Let's get out there and make cards. Lots and lots of cards. So I think I'm going to have several things that we'll give away for our challenge, maybe draw by random, and so the more cards you make, the more chances in the drawing you get. And no, it wasn't a naked person. And so we will, I'll give away at least one of the card kits there from Paper Wishes. So you can't see me? I'm sorry, Fab. Can you hear me? I guess he can't hear me either. So let's get moving along. Let me show you what we're making tonight. So I gave you my service announcement that we all have to make cards. I told you about the Odd Show and the National Scrapbook Day. And then, let's see. All right, here's what we're doing tonight. We are making a book box or a hidey book. This is a fun thing. This is not a new item. I didn't make this up, but winches, cord, and paper, which I think is, I don't know what language that is. My translator wouldn't even translate it. It's like winches, cards, and papers. Anyway, that is who came up with the idea of how to do this. I made this one for my son to put his rank and merit badges in before I got my stuff all put together. Susan, I didn't tell him anything other than it's really big, and I can't tell him any more than that. But it's really big. So unless you tell me I can tell them, I'm not telling them. So, anyway. Oh, I'm sorry you got bumped out, Susan. Susan will be one of our guest hosts, along with Molly and Terry and possibly Mommy and myself, Fab, Amanda, and Dawn on National Scrapbooking Day. But anyway, we're getting to this project. This is really super cool. So, you're going to need something to score with. I'm going to use my Score It because I love it. But you need something to score with. You're going to need a cutter. My cutter's on the floor. You're going to need some pieces of corrugated cardboard. The corrugated cardboard is the cardboard that looks like this. And these were the flaps on my box that I got today. Full of really yummy stuff. Okay. For my project, I'm going to use some of this. Yum. Graphic 45. And I'm going to use... Yes, Susan, that's our big announcement that you're going to be streaming on May 5th. And I'm going to use some core impressions from the Timeless collection that happens to go with the Graphic 45. I do too. I think Graphic 45 paper is uber cool. And then I got in the mail today a nice, pretty box. And it had fun stuff in it. It had these templates in it. And I want to use this template. This is called Pint Size Holders and Folders. And I think this will be fun with our book. And then there's the Easy Vintage Labels. And I also think this would be fun with our book. So I want to use these. And then for the inside, for that accordion part you saw on the sides that makes it be book looking, I'm going to use just some cream cardstock. But if you don't have cream, white would do. Okay? I'm using cream because I think I have like 4 pieces, and that's exactly what I need. Okay. Sigrid is here? Not Sigrid. Welcome, Sigrid. I told somebody to go, look, holy scrap. I'm so surprised. It's your hair, Sigrid. My shirt says it all. Sign in, Jeanette. Jeanette, if you're a guest, sign in. Come chat with us. We don't bite normally. Of course, I can't speak for Fab. Sometimes Fab bites. So, what you need is to start with this paper. Now, I could go ahead and run it through my cutter like it is, but I'm not, because I like it to be already kind of crinkledy, because sometimes when I'm peeling off the top layer, I get some peeled off more in other areas, and I want this to work. What size of corrugated paper, Mommy? I am going to make my book be about, let's see. I want my book to be 5.5 by 7.5, so that the inside will be 5 by 7. And so this piece of cardboard is just a big piece of cardboard that's bigger than that. But I want to be able to cut pieces that are 5.5 by 7.5. Or go 6 by 6. It can be any size you want. Okay? So 5.5 by 7.5 is what I'm going to do. Now here's the trick. I learned this trick a while ago because last year for my son's birthday party, we had a survivor party. And I wanted to have tree mail tubes made out of Pringles cans. And for the outside of them, I wanted them to be wrapped with the corrugations of the corrugated cardboard so that they would look like tree mail. What I envisioned tree mail to look like. So what I'm going to do, what I learned while I was doing that, is if you wet one side just slightly with a damp rag, that it loosens up enough to peel that so nicely. So that's what we're going to do. So I am going to turn this down so you can see what I'm going to do. There we go. Let's see. I have weird camera action going on. What are we mmming about? So I've got a wet rag. I've got a bowl of water here. See? Bowl of water. And no, I'm not going to put it on the keyboard, Mommy. Are we not supposed to craft on our desk? I'm just glad that this is my desk that was made out of a piece of, oh, what do you call that? You know, the wood that has the layers. What is that wood called? Plywood. Thank you, Mommy. It's made out of a piece of plywood. And Dawn and Sigrid. Anyway, the piece of plywood is, you know, this is my piece of plywood desk. It is not my antique dining room table that my son accidentally took a X-Acto knife to. So, well, he didn't mean to. It was an accident. He saw me cutting. He didn't realize I was cutting on a mat. And so he was scrapbooking with me. I guess he was probably about 4 or 5. Maybe 5. He started using a knife at 5. And he was just going to town. And I looked up and I was like, ah! Fortunately, Bill didn't have a big cow. He just had a little cow. So, thanks, Molly. I could have gotten it a little wetter, but I didn't. And I wanted to do this part now because, as you see, the edges kind of get wet. I don't know if you can see. They're kind of wet. And that will... And see, I'm not soaking it. If I was soaking it, we would have some huge concern. But I'm just doing it with a little bit of water. And then it'll just start peeling off. It's great stuff. The more water you get, the faster it peels. But I want some of it to look like this down here. Well, see, I had like 12 survivor stations, so I had to figure out a way to make this go faster. And, you know, for all the different survivor mail trees and our whatever you call that, the different little buckets. I'm sorry, I can't find words today, guys. I've had a kind of week. We had a fundraiser this week that was okay. I still have more people to go contact and get money from the next week or two. And then, and that was for scouting. So, and then plus my own regular design team calls. And then, of course, the odd show popping up and all that kind of fun stuff. And the end of the week is my son's birthday party. And honestly, this is probably the easiest birthday party he's ever had. in his own little life. So you always look like a ribbon bead? What? Kindergarten to 6th grade. Okay, I missed what we're talking about. So in the middle of all this, my son decided he would start running a fever and be sick, you know. So he was not feeling well. So we had sick boy. Luckily, he wasn't sick on his birthday. You have no idea what a pokey tool is. You know, like a pokey tool. Okay. And this is my other tip, is when you get it wet, you can easily slip a paintbrush or tip of a paintbrush in and pull some of this off also. A pokey tool, like the Tim Holtz paper piercing tool. You might know it as a paper piercing tool or a bead reamer. Kind of like a needle. Yes, kind of like a needle. And some people call them pokey tools. Or an ice pick. If you're Sigrid, because, yeah, Sigrid is serious about her ice picks. You've never heard of a bead reamer either? A bead reamer usually starts off with a very skinny tip, and it might be like a very slow shaped cone. It's going to be long and skinny, but it'll come down to a point, and it's usually kind of sandy, so that you can put it, and especially like in pearls and natural beads especially. But like sometimes glass beads, they don't have the holes of the beads open real good. And so you can put it in there and kind of turn it around like this. And it will open that hole for you. Well, a needle can work also. But it doesn't have that sandy edge on it and that the bead reamer does. And that just makes doing that for beads nicer. Okay, so here's one of these. Now I'm gonna make 3 of these because I need it to work. One for a oh good Lord, words, spine of a book. And then I need 2 for the pages. Now that we've done this, you see how nice and loosey-goosey this is? I am just going to use a plain piece of cardboard, not even chipboard, to help make my covers a little bit more sturdy. You could just use, depending on what you wanted to use it for, you could just use a piece of cardstock. But I want mine a little more sturdy. I had wet this one earlier to kind of help move us along, and part of it stayed nice and damp for me, and the other part not so much. You have one eye open and the other shut. Hi, Raven. Were you around earlier when I was telling my story about talking to myself and not even broadcasting and wondering, well, maybe Raven has gone away? Maybe Raven has stepped away from her computer. Oh goodness, I should have known at that point that that I may not be fit to stream tonight. You were here then? Good. Oh my goodness, it's been a long week. Because in addition to all those other things that I mentioned going on, work has been insane. Insane. We have a trip with some artists, some Texas country artists, and, well, it's basically Texas music and Oklahoma music, going to Punta Cana this July, and that trip has just taken off like gangbusters. And we've already sold close to 60 spaces. So it's just awesome. And so that has just been amazing. But it's got Steve Rice from No Justice, if any of y'all are fans. It's got Johnny Cooper and Phil Hamilton. And they all play acoustically on the beach. And they stay at a luxury hotel, all-inclusive. It's going to be in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's going to be awesome. They're going to have a lot of fun. Oh no, Jen. I'm sorry you fell. Okay. Now, I'm not going to clean this completely off because I like parts of it showing. So here's, what do you think, guys? Y'all like that? So that looks pretty fun, huh? I have a big old mess going here. And I have lots of lovely glue glob art. And I need one more little piece. So, grab this one. See if that one is going the way I want it to. Tomorrow, while I'm peeling this off, I'm going to announce. Tomorrow, Susan and Amanda and myself are participating in a blog hop. It is for Sakura. It's mixing it up with, mixing creativity with crystal lacquer. And it features Terry Sproul's mixers. And that starts at the sakura.blogspot.com. No, not sakura.blogspot.com. crystallacquer.blogspot.com. Yes. Oh, that's one of our things. Yes, there you go. We're going to have a giveaway from Vicky and her Jamberry nails. And I get to be the poster child for how to abuse these, and they turn out beautiful. So I hope I do not disappoint her. Lee, do you have some Jamberry nails? Yes, our lead gen is Lee Brehan. You have not enough of Jamberry nails. I think they're really cool. I can't wait to get some. I've never tried them before. So I was told to wait until the new catalog comes out before I check mine. Vicki, do you have a camera? Oh, okay. I was going to say, because if you had a camera when we were doing that during the live stream, I'd love for you to come in and say something about them. So if you get a camera between now and May, that is what I want you to do. But in the meantime, I'll wear them and show them off. We were talking about you again, Susan. Your camera shy, Vicki? You could come in and just show your nails. You wouldn't have to show yourself if you wanted to. This is really kind of therapeutic after the craziness of the week I've had. And that was for darn sure when Will's birthday last year, and I was doing this for the Survivor thing, because we made just nearly everything for that, including cut the little necklaces. I took a dingbat that looked like, you know, like a Aborigine mask type thing, and I made it really huge. Will, can you take this water and go put it up for me so I don't spill it on something important? And I mean, everything was made for that. And so getting to peel paper off of these for all those things was just nice. Nice. I loved it. Come on, Will. Come on, son. Okay. I'm going to cut now my pieces for the outside of my book. Since I want the inside to be 5 by 7, I'm going to cut the outside to be 5.5 by 7.5. So a little over. And I'm pretty much squaring this up with my cutter. 5, 7.5 by 5.5. So here's one of them. Okay. And then I want this to be one of them. So how many of you have been going to the Odd Show dailies? Have y'all been enjoying those? Have you been enjoying them, Vidette? Yay, Jen. Cool. Now, these are going to be my covers. See how they go up and down? Well, obviously, this is not big enough to go up and down that way. So, it's going to be a little bit short. Okay? And I'll show you. Let's see. No, I'm going to make it turn the other way. We're going to make it turn the right way. So, we're going to make it go the right way. Don't worry about it. It's going to be a little short. It's not going to be a little short. Short, smart. We're going to fix it. Well, that's cool, Lee, that you're so busy. And I'm going to make this be 4 inches. I've cut this 4 inches for my spine by about 7 3/4. And I'll show you why I'm making it a little long. So these two for the front and back are 5.5 by 7.5. And this piece is 4 by 7 3/4. It's just a smidge long, okay? Alright, and now let me get my plain cardboard. I like this. That's kind of cute. Well, for those of you who answered about my post about the packing material that I had the other day, I got to take it home. I don't know if y'all knew I didn't know if we were going to get to take it home or not. Sad thing just happened. Ouch. Okay. I wasn't sure I was going to get to take it home because it came in a package for my boss. And if she needed the part for something else, she would have to send it back. So I got to keep my packing. I'm very excited. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. It's very cool. Aw, Lee. How sweet is that? Okay, so I'm just cutting these 5.5 by 7.5 to reinforce my book cover. Well, except for that one, I'm cutting 5.5 by 5.5 because I'm not paying attention. We'll try this again. Are y'all sure y'all are up for this tonight? Because, wow. I took an extra dingbat pill, apparently. Right? Oh, Molly. My brain has been in such overload. One of the things I got to do this afternoon was to create a PowerPoint presentation explaining the safety of traveling in the Caribbean to people, in particular Mexico. You know, where I live, we're only 554 miles from the danger of the border towns, and we're talking, 17 plus thousand miles for the other places, and people are still like, oh no, it's just too dangerous to go to Mexico. And I'm like, you're closer to it here than you would be there. Talking 1,700 miles plus. And right now, you're closer to it. Plus the fact that the U.S. Department of State says there is no travel warning for Quintana Roo, which is where we would send you. Night, Fab. Have sweet dreams. Okay. I have learned that working with cardboard, it is nice to have your glue gun. See how lovely that went together? Very fast. Very lovely. So. Big love to you, Fab. See you Sunday. Well, and Saturday if you come to Dawn's stream. I'm using the corrugated cardboard because I like the way it looks. I like the, this is going to be the outside of my book. And I just think it looks more fun. I like it looking grunged like that. And the texture. Thank you, Mommy. Texture. I put the skinny cardboard. This is a skinnier type of cardboard. It's not real heavy bodied. This is to keep it kind of more stable. You could just, in that case, also use some cardstock, because once this gets drier, it won't be so curly-cuey, okay? Yeah, like a while ago, it was really like this, and it will still do that, but it won't be as rubbery looking. Okay, so these are our bases. And what I want to do, so that when I build my build my book pages that are going to go in here, I want this to have a base page under it. So, if you're not familiar with the paper stacks for Graphic 45, they're very cool. They have 2 each of a cardstock color, and then the back has something that kind of would match it. Some of these are very busy. I love the paisleys. I want to use that for something else. And the trains I want to use for something else. I ought to use the marbles and have this be the place where I keep my marbles and put all of my important things in, right? There's dominoes. Really, I'm kind of liking the green here. And the stripe. I like this stripe, these green polka dots. I like the stripe. There's little soldiers. And this other stripe. There's Tinker Toys and the Tinker Toys stripe. And there's this lovely checkerboard stuff going on. And then you get these punch-out tags like this. And these are just cardboard tags, or cardstock tags, rather. Okay. I think I want to use this stripe and polka dot. Oh, Susan. What I told them earlier, and this is all I told them, and they can vouch for this, is that, we've been collecting things to give away for the National Scrapbook Day, and that we have a potential of a really big prize to give away that will involve a philanthropy, and we'll have more details about it later. That we have to finish getting everything ironed out and lined up. That's exactly what I told them. No, it's really good, Raven. It's really, really good. Now, Miss Raven, for those of you who are trying to keep up with my Scrappy Challenge, Miss Raven has been a busy, busy girl. If you want to catch up to her, you have to get at least 4 layouts done, because she already has 4 layouts entered in the Scrapbook Challenge. She has come to play, people. She has come to play. So, if you want to be a player, she has just amped up the ante. Amped up the ante? I know.
For just a minute.
No crafting weekend. Oh, bummer. This is a high crafting weekend for me. Will's birthday party theme is is an art theme, and we have rented the schoolhouse at the historical museum. Samantha, you're interrupting. So we rented out the schoolhouse at the historical museum, and we're going to be at the museum grounds doing watercolors because we can. Raven's going to an auction at a scrapbook store. That's cool. Maybe. Does that mean the scrapbook store is going out of business? I hope not.
If you have a red book with planets in here, that means you get to come over at our house.
Oh, just a regular auction. Okay. Oh, okay. Good.
No, look at this big mama planet.
Sam, go on. I have lots and lots of help tonight. Okay. Now once I get all this paper on this, before I build our pages, which is what I'm going to do next, I want to do some inking to get everything the way I want it. Sam. Now this is where I really, really need the distress awl. If anybody wanted to buy me a distress awl, I would be so happy. Oh. Vicki, you don't have to have a blog to enter the challenge. If you have your photos on PhotoBucket, or you can stick them on my fan page and link to them that way. What is a distress awl? Vicki, I am so glad you asked what a distress awl is. A distress awl is a product by the Zutter Company, who makes the Bind It All. And it will take something this thick and chunky like this, and you go, and it distresses all that for you. Now, I'm not going to get it as distressed as I would get it with the distress awl, but right now I'm just kind of sanding this to get it a nice smoothness so that it just fits together better. I'm using about 100 grit sandpaper to do that with. And then after I do this, then I'm going to take after it with some ink. Use a Dremel. A Dremel's a good idea. I have a Dream Cuts cutter that my local scrapbook store, I guess, had ordered one and didn't know what to do with it, and so they were selling it for 40 bucks. And I picked it up there, and I need to get with the lady online again who's going to help me get the blades lined back up, because I ran a lot of stuff through it, let's just say that. And it needs some special TLC right now. You have a distress awl and you never use it, Jen?
I'm famous and I'm in the magazine. I'm in a pink magazine.
Molly, the scrapbook challenge is once a month. I have it between, like, my scrappy gig was last weekend. And so I will show them in a minute, Samantha. My scrappy gig was last weekend, and so you have till the next scrappy gig, which the next scrappy gig is the third Friday of the month in March. to get one. You have the Jen, my love. You need to use it. It needs to be loved. It wants to be loved, Jen. Donna Salazar wants you to love it, Jen. I want you to love it, Jen. Yes, they do come in a beautiful canister. I've touched them. It would save my hands too. That's for darn sure. But anyway, for now, this will have to do. And I like kind of getting this edge kind of like that. Okay, I like the way this one looks and feels. It's a little smoother. So, Sigrid, I missed you so. And I'm just using my walnut ink. This would be a good thing to use your stains with if you wanted to. But I want more of a, I want it like this though. That's why I'm going to use this. Thanks, Lee. And I love this on the front as well. And Donna Salazar has a whole bunch of like corrugated stuff already done now in her line. She has a Ning group called Grungy Girls or something like that. And they have all kinds of really cool ideas. And I'm just going to kind of, just to kind of help bring some of that out and go over that a little bit. So, let me check my edges here. There we go. I like it. This is the inside. This is the outside. Okay, well, I have a room full of people. Mommy, are you still in here? There is a link, guys. If you look on my blog, I'm in the process of moving some stuff around on my blog at leslierahye.blogspot.com. And if you look in there, there is, on my tabs, it has like my schedule and stuff like that. There's a tab that says Notable. And on Notable is the button to Donna Salazar's Ning. And there's just one other one that I just joined. I think it's Card of Mine Eye. I think it's Drew's Wing. Or Ning also. I'm in the process of moving like the people who I love their blogs and stuff. I'm moving all of them over there. So right now you see Amanda's tab over there. You see Nikki's button over there for the melon heads illustrating. And all those will start going over there. It's under Notable. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Yes, Sigrid, you're going to be over there too. Right now, Sigrid, you're still on the face of my blog, and I'm going to move all those. What I'm going to have on the front of those instead is the ones that I do design team work for, and have my links to my blog hops there. Although eventually I may end up moving my blog hop stuff off to a tab as well, at the rate it's going. So, if anybody wants to join my blog hops, there's a tab on my fan page. It says Leslie Rahye's Blog Hops, and you just fill out the form to whichever one you want to be on. I've got, coming up, there's one the first weekend, which is Good Friday, in April. And that is a very hippity steampunk Easter blog hop. And so that'll be spring themes or Easter themes. But, you know, focusing mainly on spring because there's so many cool things you can do with spring. Plus, you know, hello, spring kind of goes with steam. And so, so we'll have that blog hop. There'll be a blog hop at the end of the month for Earth Day, which will be totally upcycled projects. There will be a blog hop for, right now on the books, there's a blog hop for my 20th wedding anniversary. So if y'all want to celebrate with me and do stuff about love and weddings and stuff, there's that one in June. There's one, did I ever draw for my steampunk earrings? No? Oh, Molly is asking. And then there's a Halloween steampunk one, and there is a Christmas steampunk one. So, please, 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 come play with us. It can be any kind of craft. It does not have to be cards. It does not have to be scrapbook pages. We had some people. I crocheted this last steampunk one. And I loved it very much. I made some crocheted steampunk fingerless gloves. And I don't know yet what I want to do for the Easter one. I'm thinking. But I think one of our artists talked like she was going to maybe make a some sort of a sewn project, like a corset or something, a steampunk corset. But we have all kinds of cool talent. We had a really beautiful canister made, and Sigrid's earrings were just really cute. And cards and anything and everything. So what I like is I'm meeting people. You know, one person will come back to me and say, well, you know, can my friend so-and-so be in it? And I'm like, well, sure, I don't care who's in it. You know, as long as they have a blog and want to do this with us, you know. And so I'm getting to meet all kinds of really cool creative people, and I'm really excited about that. So, okay. I like the way that looks, guys. I like the way that looks. Okay, that's the insides. And then these are the outsides. Okay, so now we're going to build the part that makes it look like a book. Now, remember I made these 5.5 by 7.5. So what we want is our paper to be in just a smidge so that it's 5 by 7. So if you see here on my ruler, if my one finger here is the edge and the 5 by 7 is right there. Okay, so to do that, what we need to do is we need to cut two pieces that are right, that'll go this way. They'll be this wide. Well, actually, we need to do, yeah, just two, because we don't need to do it on both sides. We just need to do it twice. Do two that are 5 inches wide, and then do two that are 7 inches wide. Okay? So, what that means, and I'm going to use the whole piece of my cardstock. So, I'm cutting two here. And I'm going to cut two 7 inches wide. And I'm going to cut two. 1, 2. 5 inches wide. Okay. And remember, where I came up with these is here. So here's 2 5 inches wide, and here's 2 7 inches wide. All right. I'll move these out of my way. I'll move my hot glue gun. I'll leave it plugged in just a little while longer because I'm going to use that, I think, to attach these. Okay. Now, this is really, really simple, especially if you have one of these. I can't believe I broke my thumb now. Oh well, okay. Moving along. And so, score it board comes with a tool that looks like this. And mine is normally on a chain, but I wanted to take it off a chain so I wouldn't have it dangling around in the middle of it. You need a translator. Okay, now I'm going to use a 1/2 inch for my cut. And what I'm going to do, or for my score, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, so on like that. And then I'm going to flip it and score the other direction. And that way, what it'll do is it'll make my accordion folding easier. Okay? So here is 1/2 inch. If you've never used a score it board, I highly recommend it. I like this one best because I don't have to worry about trying to line it up with some other hole or whatever. I can just move my paper along and do my scoring. And I have both the big one and the small one. I love them both. If I was doing just cards, I would use that one unless I was doing one that was a heavy-duty fold card. Now, here's the dilemma some people have. You get here. Here is where I just scored. Here's 5.5. Well, I don't have a 6.5 over here. So what you do is you start reading from this side. I have a 5.5 here. And then you go over here. I keep my scoreboards with my cutters so that they're always accessible. I use them so much. This is such a cool tool. Now remember, Lee, Mommy is giving away one of these during Scrapbook Day. So you could be a lucky winner.
Okay, need to make it.
And so now I'm going to turn it this way. And you can see I have the score lines, right? And now I'm going to go halfway. Are y'all making deals? That's cool.
It's your birthday today.
I would totally motivate you to use this, Vicki. Probably not the Martha Stewart one because I don't have that one. I would motivate you to use this one. Whoops. And Lee is a big motivator also. I always used my cutter line on my cutter too until I got this. And what I like about this is, like, if you're doing big jobs that you need to do a lot of folding and stuff, this is so cool because it makes just doing that so much easier. But you know what? We use what we have. And I've even done this where, before I even had that cutter, where I got out my ruler and marked pencil lines and then got a mouse pad and a stylus and did that. So here's my lovely score marks. I'll make folding this a breeze in a minute. Yes. Well, and that's just the thing, you know. People assume I have all the tools. I don't have all the tools. I don't know what I would do if I had all the tools. I don't even think I want to have all the tools. I have the tools I really enjoy and really want. And rather than having the next best thing, the next fad, I like to use something that I can use for a long time and really enjoy it. And so, I mean, my bind it all, yeah, Mommy has a different bind it all in the store, but I love the one I have. You know, the one she has in the store has some different modifications that make it just a little bit better. But, you know, the one I have is working fine. So why would I need to run out and get that one? You know what I mean? Or like my Sizzix. A lot of people are, you know, oh, well, I have to have the Vagabond now. And, you know, well, my Big Shot is still working just fine. It takes the same size dies. It's electric. It may not have as big a horsepower as the new one does, but it's perfect for what I need, you know? So I'm not going to run out and just go get one just to be having a new toy. So. See, I used to have the big red one, and I did want to upgrade to the bigger one because it had some more capabilities, and it took the sizzlets and all that stuff better than using the shims and the pads and stuff. So that's why I went to the bigger one. But I used that one till I literally wore it out. I literally wore it out, and they sent me this one, and I've been using the fool out of this one since, and I love it. I imagine if ever this one dies, I probably wouldn't even go with a Vagabond. I might actually go with the Pro and get the bigger one so that I can use it with even bigger dies and stuff. So, but I don't see that happening, and I'm okay with that. I like the Big Shot. I love my Big Shot. It cuts through so many cool things. It's just awesome. The last couple of projects y'all see me do with ATCs on clear, those are the really thick acrylic pieces, and I cut them with my Big Shot. I mean, it's amazing what that will cut. Simply amazing. Raven, are you scoring paper, honey? Haven't heard from you. Yeah, I have a lot of buddies who have things. Like if I really, really, really wanted to do something with a cricket, I can throw a stick and hit about 4 different people that have a cricket. And they would let me borrow their stuff any day of the week. You're getting texts on saying to put on sayings to put on babies' onesies. Cool. Raven, are you expecting? Yeah, where did Jen go? Did she get bumped out? I hope not. So yes, you are expecting. You're expecting your first grandbaby. Sigrid, you're just now saying night to Fab. Fab has been asleep. Sigrid, I'm so excited you made it tonight. Does that mean your computer is fixed? Great grandbaby? I'm sorry, Vicky. Well, for those of you who are not fans of Leslie Ray, you should be, but you will notice I posted early last week that I was moving some of my old Ustreams. I've downloaded them and moved them over to YouTube for storage. And you will be glad to know, right? Exactly, Lee. Who would not be a fan? Anyway, you would like to know that Ustream has deemed, or not Ustream, YouTube has deemed that I'm a nice person and that I can have videos longer than 10 minutes at a time. Or even 15 minutes at a time. So you get your show in its entirety. So I have a couple more to move. And so I will get those all moved. And so on my Ustream channel, you'll just have the current year. And then for my YouTube, so all of my scrapbooky shows will be here. And then for my YouTube, and I'll have all of my tutorials and my old Ustreams from last year will be there. So, yay, I know. I was so excited that I didn't have to like download them and cut them apart into 15-minute increments because, quite frankly, who's gonna watch, 6 15-minute increments to get through a show? I mean, really, people. It's like, I don't think so. Goodness, Jen, are you okay? Are you having the storms that Manda's having? I hope not. Amanda's coming to us on her cell phone. That's why she hasn't been typing too much. Y'all need to be sure to stop by our blogs tomorrow to check out the Sakura's Crystal Lacquer blog hop. Because that's going to be so cool. I'm very excited the way my project is doing. See, we had like a beautiful day. Oh, that's the cool thing I did today. I didn't share that with you. Besides getting cool mail and really cool notices about some beautiful donations that people are sending us, I went to the museum, one, to pay for the room for this weekend for my son's birthday party. But the other reason I went to the museum was because they were having what they called a seed exchange. Well, I didn't have any seeds to exchange, and so I was not going to worry about participating in that. But I got there, and the people who were doing the seed exchange had so many seeds, they just said, take some. So I got seeds for free, and so I got some really cool seeds to plant. And then I signed up to do the artisan market here in town, and I'm very excited about that. So, I know, very excited. So, as you see right now, instead of using my bone folder, I'm using a popsicle stick. That's because my bone folder is not where it was supposed to be. So, a popsicle stick to Amanda. I can send Amanda a popsicle stick. No, I would never send Amanda my bone folder because my bone folder is about 15 years old and I love it, and it's just in the other room and I can't be bothered to go get it, and the popsicle stick was here. So, and it won't hate me for using the popsicle stick. Oh, that's okay, Lee. It's being recorded, so if you decide later you need to come back and finish watching, putting this book together, you can. That would be lovely. So, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I'm sure we'll have a reboot next week again, because I get sad when everybody streams but me, and then I have to come back in. And also, let's see, what is next week? Oh no, we enjoyed your chatter tonight, Lee. You're supposed to ramble and giggle. That's what's important. I am glad you came to see me. I have not seen you in a while, and I'm so glad you made it. Next week is First Friday, right? Anybody got a calendar? I pulled my calendar down off the wall to do some calendaring, and I forgot to put it back. Next week is March 2nd. Thank you, Vicki. So I do not stream on First Friday. I take a break on First Friday, which is good because I need to spend some time working on some projects. I have some design team calls coming up. The Amazing Mold Putty is up for renewal of design team, and I am totally hooked. Have lots more stuff I want to share with people, so I'm going to re-up that. And then I'm fighting with these last few because my folds traveled, and I'm trying to straighten that up. This is the only thing with this project you want to really make sure of, is that you have the have it as straight as you possibly can. The straighter, the more like a modern book you want it to look. You can do older if you want older. If you go to my blog post, I posted a link to it at the beginning of the stream. It's the blog post from last March. You have to go all the way back to March to get to it. And it has in it a link to the lady's blog if you want to see some other of hers. Night, Bev. I hope you get your keyboard or your fingers fixed, whichever it may be. I'm glad you came. Please feel free to watch the replay. And on that link, you can see some more photos. And some of these she made in actual book covers, like a book that she gutted the book, and then she made this technique to fill in the book so that it was nice and it was a nice hard book, like a book cover book. So turn off the TV, boo-boo, if y'all aren't watching it. Okay. Now here's the technique, okay? You're going to take this one and merge these together. Alright? And you'll have one be on top and one be on bottom. And so just take a moment when you're doing this to kind of, make sure you have one hill and one valley like that. Okay. And then you're going to stick them together and push them in together. Stick and push and stick and push. This would be a very cool steampunk book too. This one's not going to be steampunky, but it's going to be just a book. But you could do a steampunk book very easily with this technique. Let's see, you can keep pushing. Let's see, until you get those worked together like that. Now what you do then is glue. And I'm using Beacon 3-in-1. And I'm going to glue this top corner down here. I know, I love the 3-in-1 Raven. Need more 3-in-1 there. It's the best glue, isn't it, Dawn? And what I'm doing here is I'm just putting a little bit of dotted glue and just kind of working the glue in between the points. And as I get towards the end, it's kind of pulling out as far as where it's going. So what I'm going to do is after I get this glued, before this sets completely, I'm going to push them back together. So, there. But see, it as I went along, it did that. So I'm just going to push these back in, wipe that piece of glue off. And so the angle we're going for here, guys, is a right angle. 90 degrees, just like a book. So. Well, you could use glue in a baby blanket if you really, really needed to. Now, the way this is going to fit, is going to fit down right there. Okay? And so now we need the other side, and then we'll glue them. So, here we go. Making more. Are y'all hanging with me while I fold these? Y'all doing good here? Anybody need to get up, go potty? Okay, Molly, I'll wait. You're good, Secret? Okay. I'm going to keep doing this, Molly. You can go potty. This is the part where you say, second verse, same as the first. Now see, this is what happens sometimes if you're not paying attention when you're scoring. It travels. And so that's when I'm doing this. And I push them down and make them act right. You can sometimes convince your folds to act right and pull back for you. I understand, Molly. Sometimes I'll watch myself at least once again just to make sure I didn't do something stupid that I need to explain in a note. You know, come back and go, oh, crud. Right? I go, gee, you said you were going to make a blog post about this. When do you think you're going to get around to that? I promise, guys, I got to get through this weekend. I have, in the next 3 weeks, 3 design team calls to finish up for my son's birthday party this weekend. The next weekend, well, not the next weekend, but the last weekend in April, no, first weekend in April, last weekend in March-ish, getting ready for Sam's birthday party. And this is just a busy time of the year for me, you know, but I love doing the streams because I'm getting things accomplished, and I'm doing pretty good on my scrapbook goal. I need to take some pictures for you guys and post them. I won't finish my goal. Well, I'll have 2 more at least done towards my goal this weekend. Because I'm doing 2 projects that I can use in my in one of my design team calls. Don't ask me why this short one, even though it's the same length as the tall one, takes less time to fold, but it does. So, Dawn, you never watch yourself in case you do something stupid? Well, like tonight, well, like last week when I couldn't remember what the name of my show was. Or tonight when I couldn't get my words together. Oh. I love being busy at work. I do. It's really fun to be busy at work because, you know, you just have that electrifying energy that you get from being that kind of busy. But it wears you out so bad. So bad, you know? You get up and you're like, oh, you know, you don't want to know about it. Well, I do. It's not that I'm going to yank the video or something, and like I said, it's just I'm going to put a disclaimer. You know, sorry guys, didn't take meds today or something, you know. I don't know. But, you wish you had done what more at your age, Molly? Scrapbook or burn the candle at both ends? Or... Oh, crafting? I've crafted all my life, and I've always known that I wanted that to be part of how I, you know, lived, how I perceived myself as a person, as that I was a crafter or an artist or whatever. So, I mean, that's always been part of my necessary part of my life is, you know, thou shalt craft, you know. There's a couple of things I want to, let's see. Okay, here we go. There's a couple of things I want to get accomplished as a crafter. And they grow. I mean, I set goals for myself in my art journal. I set goals for myself of things I want to accomplish. And it's a fluid thing, you know. I wanted to be involved in more challenges this year. I think I have been. I want to continue to do that. I'm very excited. Granted, I ended up being the only person that entered, kind of almost like Amanda in my very first scrapbook challenge. But Susan, if Susan isn't already asleep, sitting with her computer on, Susan had a challenge at the first Festive Friday that we use this darling digi stamp that she created, and I love it. It's a melted snowman. It is such a cool stamp. And she created that, and Sam and I colored a bunch. I never did get Sam's entered. I should have. But anyway, I guess people didn't take her seriously and didn't take the challenge. And so, guess who won? Yeah, baby. It was me. I won. I don't know what I won, but I'm very excited because, you know, my luck is a-changing because I never win anything. And then all of a sudden, I'm winning all kinds of cool stuff. And, yay. Yay, team. It is a very cute card. Ah, Susan is still awake. What'd I win, Susan? Tell the folks what I won, Susan. And what are you making next that we can go win? Some tattered pine cones. I have some tattered pine cones in my front yard. Something tells me that's not what you're talking about. I don't know if I would like tattered pine cones. Why don't you send me some tattered pine cones? Oh, it's in there? Oh, the die? The whole die? Or like, you know, some things cut with the die? I like the little pine cones like you used on your thing. Love them. I love those pine cones. Those are very cute. I liked that. Stop by the blog. Why didn't I stop by the blog, Sigrid? Somebody made those on one of their cards. I saw them, and they are too cute. I wonder who made those. I can't remember. I've hopped through the blog so fast this morning. Just quickly, random blog run. Okay. So now we have 2 of these. Yay! Hey, Sigrid, I know. I'll go read the blog. I'm sorry. I ran through and did like a random, visual, see what everybody's card was, and then I'll go back after the birthday party on Sunday and do all my commenting. I've got lots of commenting to do because I've got to go comment on stuff for my friends, for their teammate stuff. I haven't pinned in like a week. I've got to do some pinning and Laura did. Okay. It is very cute. I like that little die. That was very cute. I like all of those little dies. Like, Donna Salazar has the Bitty Blossoms. I think that's a, it's the one I always forget how to say it. Spellbinders. That's it. I always want it to be called Silhouettes, and it's not. It's Spellbinders. Donna Salazar has a Spellbinders die. Now, see, really, I can remember that, Mommy, but I can't remember spine for a book. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Mommy, of all people, knows how difficult it is for me to remember the word Spellbinders. Okay, anyway. I mean, like, that's a keep you up at night kind of word. I'd be sitting there going, the one, and she's like just laughing at me, shaking her head and laughing at me. And so anyway, Spellbinders die, the Bitty Blossoms, and then there's a bunch of them like that. You know what, Mommy? Not only do I ride the short bus, but Susan drives it. Oh my God. That is a tad bit of information that I learned in the last week or so that I enjoy thoroughly. Seriously, she's a certified short bus driver for the state of Florida. For real. A 29 passenger bus. Mama, she's not an occupant of the short bus. She's just a driver. Anyway, so we'll just call it the 29 now, okay? Susan, we'll say, yeah, she's so cool. She can Anyway, between the pine cone and the Donna Salazar bitty blossoms and the Tim Holtz, the rosette ones, all of those I think are just really cool, and I want a bunch of those. I think that's on my wish list, my big time wish list. I have a birthday coming up. That's on my birthday list. Since I can't get Susan to send me some Tim Holtz handles, I guess I'll have to use my mold putty and make my own. Okay. I'm liking how this is looking. You have a surprise for me? For my birthday? Okay. So, see, sometimes you just kind of have to keep pushing at them and get them in. And there. And there. Okay. So, that is going to go right here. But before I stick it on here, okay, I need to do this. Now, you don't have to ink your insides. I just kind of like that inked up, kind of, you know, grunged up look. I haven't decided what I want to put in mine yet. Probably hide stuff from Sam the Mantha in here. She's always finding stuff that I want to keep. Although she is thoroughly loving her Valentine box. Yes, I do just want, but it's okay. Okay, I'm going to use my hot glue to glue this onto here, and I may have a hot glue moment here because I'm low on my hot glue. Okay. Wow, can y'all see the smoke rising off the hot glue? I'll show another picture in a minute, Vicky. It's a hidey hole book. It's a fake book, if you will. But rather than starting with, you know, like a book cover, I built my covers with some corrugated cardboard. And okay. So here is my base. See, it's going to be a fat little book. So there's that, okay? So now it needs a piece here to roll and cover the edges. So this is, and the way I'm going to do this, now I could have it be skinnier by just squishing it, okay? If I wanted it to be skinnier, but I like it kind of pushed out like that. All right. So what I want to do is, if it's pushed out like that, that is roughly a 1. I'm going to measure the outside. from outside to outside, because that's where my score needs to be, is about a 1.5 inch. Okay? And since this was 4 inches, and I take 1.5 inches out of the middle, it was 4 inches, and I take 1.5 inches out of the middle, I'm going to need a score at 3/4 and a score at 3 1/4. No, that's not right. I'm going to have about 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have about 5/8 on each side of it. Okay. So I need about 5/8 inch. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my popsicle stick. And I'm going to take I'm using my club scrap ruler, but you could use your Tim Holtz ruler because it also will do the same thing for you. And I am going to, I have it 5/8 over, and I'm going to do that. Whoops, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it like a stylus, okay? So there's that one. And then we do my 5/8 on this side. On this side. That looks mighty wide in the middle. Hang on. Because that is mighty wide in the middle. I think we need to go in a little more. What did I say we needed? 1 3/4. We can go in another 1/2 inch, actually. So 5/8 and 5/8. Okay, we need to go in 1 1/8. That's what we need. Sorry, guys. Now, if you want your book to be skinnier, okay? If you want your book to be skinnier, what you can do is not make it the whole length of the paper. I did my cuts at 5 and at 7, and then did the whole length of the paper. Did all 11 inches. You can do less inches to make a skinnier paper, or a skinnier book. Now see, on the corrugated cardboard, this works just really well, like this. Okay, so this is going to be my edge right here. And I left a little extra. Now the reason I left a little extra is because I wanted to see how it lines up. And I wanted it to be the poofy side where the holes are and that kind of stuff. I wanted it to line up special. So see, here is a hilltop, and it's lined up with a valley. And this valley is lined up with the hilltop. So that's why I left a little extra, so I could go up and down until I fit it perfectly. Okay? So I want that. Now, when this opens, it's going to be visual right here. So I want this to have cover on it. So I'm going to go back, and rather than using this side to do my cover with, I want to use the polka dots because I like them and I think it will be pretty. So this is roughly 4 inches across. I could just go ahead and glue this and trim it, or really it just needs to go over just a smidge. So I'm going to measure my middle here, which is technically still 1 3/4 inches. So if I cut it for 2 1/4 inches, that would be just about perfect to fit in there. So I cut this at 2 1/4. Actually, I'm going to cut this way first. I'm going to do 7 1/2 by 2 1/4. You mean it's still the same? Go ahead and do it by 4, just to make you happy. So, since I know that's going to be... yes, it's the same paper. What? I don't understand what you're saying, Mommy. I'm gonna glue my little piece of paper down. Yeah, I really like this paper. It has some beautiful stripes in it. I have to practice not loving and hoarding my paper, but rather using it and enjoying it in projects. So that is what my practice has been this year while doing all these projects, is to use them. I went ahead and went the whole page instead of just part of the page, just because. Here's my piece of sandpaper. Here's my little piece. Here's my little piece. And again, if we had the Donna Salazar, we would just run it through there. But, you know. Yes, I did measure it twice and said it was the same paper, or the same measurement. Measure twice, cut once. I don't know, Vicki, that I have a whole lot of lasting impressions. I've seen it, though. It's very pretty. Okay. I'm going to ink again, because by gum, there should be inking. I know. I need to just stress it. Especially, I love to use, like, the big, thick papers, and that's really what that's for, is big stuff like this, and the big chipboard that I adore, 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 adore. Did I say I adore it? I adore it. Like the Basil book board. Okay. I'm going to leave that kind of texture. Okay. Now, make sure one more time what is up. Let's see, this is my cover. Okay, that is up. Alright. Actually, what I may just do right here, let's trim this piece off. It's bothering me. Or not, because I can't find my scissors. Trim it off with the cutter. Do I dry emboss the Distress All? I do dry emboss, but I'm not sure. You mean running it through my Sizzix and with the folders and stuff? Sorry, my hot glue gun. This new glue stick is being finicky. Okay. I'm sorry. I was hot gluing. It was, see, it's my new glue gun, not my new glue gun, my new glue stick is not getting hot enough. And so I was fighting with it. And now it's going to work. But it was doing that thing where it melts and barely, and it cools before you can get glue out. And I was fighting with the glue gun, sorry. There, I got it glued on. Oh, with brass templates? Yeah, with brass templates, I use that in my, whatever you call it, my Sizzix. Yeah, my whatever you call it. Because I'm back to forgetting words again. I'm hot gluing. Yeah, my glue wasn't melting a while ago. And what it was doing was, it was, instead of getting a big old glob of glue like I'm getting now, it was coming out in little bitty streams. And it was drying before I could get it in place. And so it was very, it was being a pain in the rear. So I was yelling at it and manhandling it off camera. I can run the brass embossing tool through my Sizzix. I don't even have to use the template and stuff. Yeah, like Mommy says with the stylus, you don't have to even do that. I like the dry embossed cards. Those are really cool. I always love watching the ladies that demo that at convention because, you know, they sit there and they use chalk inks and all kinds of fun stuff to decorate them with. And it just looks so pretty. Okay. I think that's stuck. Oh, yeah, good. Alright, so here is your basic book. Ta-da! And now you can just begin to embellish it. What I thought I would do, but it's already 10 o'clock, so I may, what I may do is stop the stream at this point and then go finish my embellishing and stuff. But what I want to do is I want to make some pockets for it. That's why I got the templates that I just got in the mail to do that with. I want to use some of, on the cover, I want to use some of the coordinations paper. This coordinations paper, I'm going to show you this pad really quick because it is so gorgeous. I'll just flip through it on the side. Let me grab my knife real quick and cut this open. There it is. Oh, flying glitter. Everybody should have flying glitter in their life, right? Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm going to show you this and then I'll explain what I'm going to do and then you'll see it because I'll finish it for this weekend's thing. But anyway, this has like the clocks on it. And so the back side of this is this lovely craft color. It has a brown with another lovely craft color and this kind of reddish brown with a lighter color. So when you sand this, to give you kind of a quick hint, if you've never seen this, it's called coordination, C-O-R-E, because it has a core. Think about it that way. So when I sand this, cool, huh? So it has the clocks, Night Manda. It has the houndstooth one. It has this one. Look at this. Are you ready for this? And this is the one I think I'm going to use. Is this. Yeah, baby. That's what I want. And then it has this one that is a, this one here. Kind of got a diamond shape going on. Like that. So aren't those cool? So that's what those are. And then they've got even a gray one in here. So I think I'm going to use this one and cut it for the front out of one of these. And then make another like little front on it to put something to that effect. And then I want to use this to make a pocket. And probably use this one to make the pocket to go in here and hide some more stuff in the pocket. Or I might make 2 pockets right there and there. So, you know, that kind of stuff. And just embellish it up. And then use some ribbon that kind of coordinates with this color. To, and in fact, I could make one of the pockets I could make out of the, get the other piece of this stuff that is in the pad and make that out of there. I think that would be very cool. And so inside I can just put whatever little treasure I want. And then, you know, tie it closed with a bow or whatnot. So, yes, bring some ribbon samples. Ribbon samples are always fun. I could put ribbon in there. I mean, this is a pretty deep little pocket. You could put all kinds of stuff in there. So, night, Dawn. Will we see you tomorrow streaming, I hope? So just to refresh you some memories here. These templates that I'm going to use. Here's the final project. Vicki, if you're still watching, this is what I made back in March of last year for my son during their cardboard challenge that I was involved with. And Mommy carries the coordinations paper and the glues and stuff. And you can get special orders. Her Tim Holtz distress pens, her cutoff for that is by Tuesday because she's going to be placing that order on Wednesday. The templates that I am using are hot off the press, but they were donated by the lovely people at Paper Wishes. And my next crafty gig will be on the second Friday of the month, which I believe is the 9th. You can follow me at Leslie Ray's fan page on Facebook and leslierahye.blogspot.com or Leslie Ray on Twitter. I'm also Leslie Ray on Pinterest. Don't forget that I have a scrappy challenge going on right now. I'll draw the next winner on the 3rd Friday of the month before my next scrappy gig. And right now, the person to beat is Raven. She's got all kinds of goodies on the blog. It looks really good. My scrappy gig is the 3rd Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on this same channel. And don't forget the Odd Show. We're doing dailies, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern Standard Time. Our blog is theoddshowlive.blogspot.com. And we have coming up in May a National Scrapbook Day live extravaganza. I hope you all can join us. We have some pretty awesome prizes. And make sure you watch the blog for more details. And also don't forget, we're doing a challenge for Operation Right Home. See how many cards we can do. And I'll be posting all the details on how the Odd Show is going to participate in that challenge. So, I'm glad you came, and I hope you enjoyed making this book with me. I can't wait to finish embellishing it. I think it's going to be uber cool. Here we go. See how deep that is? Isn't that cool? Love it. So, thank you, everybody. I'm glad to see you. As you see, my child is in the background playing in the bathroom, so I will have to go figure out what it is she is into. So, I will let you go. So, take care, everybody, and I hope y'all have a happy February. I can't believe it's over. And I will let you know if I survive this weekend. So, take care. Good night.